Which one of the following articles directs state government to organize village panchayats? A. Article 32. B. Article 40. C. Article 48. D. Article 51. Ans. B. Under the Constitution of India, organization of village panchayat is a fundamental right. B. Fundamental duty. C. Directive principle. D. None of the above. Ans. C. Match list I with list 2 and select the correct answer using the codes given below the lists. List I. A. Formation of village panchayat 1. Article 44. B. Uniform Civil Code 2. Article 48. C. Agriculture and Animal Husbandry 3. Article 50. D. Separation of judiciary from 4. Article 51. Executive Promotion of international peace. 5. Article 50. Codes ABCC Code A. 3, 4, 2, 1, 5. B. 5, 3, 2, 1, 4. C. 2, 3, 5, 4, 1. D. 1, 5, 3, 4, 2. A. None of the above, more than one of the above. Ans. A. Which one of the following is not correctly matched? A. Article 39A Equal Justice and Free Legal Aid. B. Article 40 Organization of Village Panchayats. C. Article 44 Uniform Civil Code. D. Article 48 Separation of Judiciary from Executive. Ans. D. Identify the correct pair mentioning the directive principles of state policy in the Constitution of India. A. Equal Justice and Free Legal Aid, Article 42. B. Organization of Agriculture and Animal Husbandry, Article 43. C. Organization of Village Panchayat, Article 41. D. That there is equal pay for equal work for both men and women, Article 39. Ans. D. Match the following list I with list 2. Directive Principles, Articles. A. Equal Justice and Free Legal Aid 1. Article 48A. B. Protection of the Environment 2. Article 39A. C. Right to Work 3. Article 41. D. Protection of Monuments 4. Article 49. Select correct option, A, B, C, D. A. 1, 2, 4, 2. B. 2, 1, 3, 4. C. 3, 1, 4, 2. D. 2, 3, 1, 4. Ans. B. Which one of the following is not correctly matched? Subject, related articles. A. The separation of judiciary, Article 50 from executive. B. The promotion of educational, Article 46 and economic interests of scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. C. The promotion of cooperative, Article 43A societies. D. The organization of village, Article 40 panchayats and enable them to function as the units of self Government. Ans. C. Given below are two statements, one labeled as assertion, A, and the other as reason, R. Assertion. A. MGNREGA is providing employment to at least one member of the eligible household for a minimum period of 100 days in a year. Reason, R, underscore, right to employment is enumerated in Part 3 of the Constitution. Select the correct answer from the code given below. Code. A. Both A and R are true, and R is the correct explanation of A. B. Both A and R are true, but R is not a correct explanation of A. C. A is true, but R is false. D. A is false, but R is true. Ans. C. MANREGA scheme has been launched as a part of implementing which one of the following articles of the Indian Constitution? A. Article 43. B. Article 45. C. Article 47. D. Article 50. Ans. A. Which of the following article was inserted by the 42(4) Constitution Amendment to provide for participation of workers in management? A. Article 38. B. Article 39A. C. Article 45. D. Article 43A. Ans. D. Which article of the Constitution of India has the provision of participation of workers in management of industry? A. Article 43. B. Article 43A. C. Article 45. D. Article 47. Ans. B. Which of the following articles of the Constitution of India talks about the Uniform Civil Code, UCC? A. Article 43. B. Article 44. C. Article 45. D. Article 46. Ans. B. In India, separation of judiciary from the executive is enjoined by A. The preamble of the Constitution. B. A directive principles of state policy. C. The 7th schedule. D. The conventional practice. Ans. B. Which one of the following articles of the Directive Principles of State Policy deals with the promotion of international peace and security? A. 51. B. 48A. C. 43A. D. 41. Ans. A. In the Constitution of India, promotion of international peace and security is included in the A. Preamble to the Constitution. B. Directive Principles of State Policy. C. Fundamental duties. D. Ninth Schedule. Ans. B. Which part of the Indian Constitution refers to the responsibility of the state towards international peace and security? A. Fundamental rights. B. Fundamental duties. C. Directive principles of state policy. D. Preamble of the Constitution. Ans. C. Which article of the Indian Constitution is related to Indian foreign policy? A. Article 380. B. Article 312. C. Article 60. D. Article 51. Ans. D. Which of the following was not added to the directive principles by the 42 Amendment of the Constitution? A. Protection of children and youth from exploitation. B. Equal justice and free legal aid. C. Uniform Civil Code. D. Participation of workers in the management of industries. Ans. C. Which principle among the following was added to the directive principles of state policy by the 42nd Amendment to the Constitution? A. Equal pay for equal work for both men and women. B. Participation of workers in the management of industries. C. Right to work, education and public assistance. D. Securing living wage and human conditions of work to workers. Ans. B.